Hello and welcome to Yadnya Investment Academy. I hope you all are doing good. My name is Anush Mukashi and in this video हम डिस्कस करेंगे कुछ insights DMart के बारे में. So let's start. तो आप इनका बिजनेस मॉडल तो जानते ही हैं, राइट? इनका बिजनेस मॉडल क्या है बेसिकली? दे सोर्स चीपर एंड दे सेल चीपर. अब हाउ आर दे मैनेजिंग दिस? सो to obviously to offer more discounts. Sell cheaper is in to offer more discounts. So more discounts, more footfalls, more volumes, and more volumes obviously more revenue and so on. अब आप एक स्लाइड देख पा रहे होंगे. तो इस स्लाइड में बेसिकली द रेवेन्यू ऑफ डीमार्ट ओवर द इयर्स इज बाइफरकेटेड इनटू 3 सेगमेंट्स. इनके बेसिकली 3 सेगमेंट है. वन इज फूड सेगमेंट, द अदर वन इज नॉन फूड सेगमेंट एंड द थर्ड वन इज जनरल मर्चेंडाइज एंड अपैरल सेगमेंट. सो ओवर द इयर्स डीमार्ट का रेवेन्यू जो है मोर देन 50% has been coming from food segment. Then roughly 20% is coming from non-food and more than 20% has been coming from general merchandise and apparel segment. So इसमें ये क्या बेचते हैं? लाइक वी नो फूड में तो मेजरली ग्रोसरीज है, स्नैक्स है, बेवरेजेस है, कॉन्फेक्शनरीज है, वेजिटेबल्स है, एटसेट्रा. नॉन फूड में दे सेल मोस्टली होम केयर एंड पर्सनल केयर प्रोडक्ट्स. Then जनरल मर्चेंडाइज एंड अपैरल में दे सेल मोस्टली टॉयज, क्रॉकरीज, यूटेंसिल्स है, गारमेंट्स है, बेसिकली ये सब बेचते हैं. अब इसका मार्जिन वाइज कैसे स्ट्रक्चर है? सो मार्जिन वाइज इफ यू सी जनरल मर्चेंडाइज एंड अपैरल सेगमेंट कंट्रीब्यूट्स द हाईएस्ट वन, फॉलोड बाय नॉन फूड, एफएमसीजी एंड फॉलोड बाय फूड. सो मोस्ट ऑफ द चंक जो लार्जर मार्जिन के जो इनके प्रोडक्ट्स है दैट कंप्राइज ऑफ जनरल मर्चेंडाइज एंड अपैरल एंड दैट द कंपनी इज प्लानिंग टू expand this segment further. Further if you see, आप चार्ट में देख पा रहे होंगे एक waterfall chart of how the stores have been added in each like state, right? So most of their additions has been in states in the west and in the south. So basically they follow a cluster based approach of addition. So as of Q2 FY23 their total stores were 302. आप चार्ट में देख पा रहे होंगे as of FY22 the store count is 284 and their stores have been mostly added into. अब देखो महाराष्ट्र में उन्होंने FY16 to FY22 से 30 stores ऐड किए हैं, then गुजरात में 22 and so on. So in the last 6 years they have added 174 stores, whereas in the last 10 years they have added 229 stores, right? And all these stores are owned and not leased by them. Further, in last 3 years the company has added more than 100 stores which were relatively lesser operational. The occupancy was very low primarily because of COVID की वजह से जो फुटफॉल आना चाहिए था वो उतना आ नहीं पाया है. So going forward the company is expecting उनका जो footfall level है that would increase and this is how that additional 100 stores will also add on another level of revenue to their top line. Moving ahead, अब कुछ स्टोर्स का जो सेगमेंटेशन है, ओवरऑल स्टोर्स एज ऑफ Q1 FY23 वेस्ट रीजन में मेजरली इनका प्रेजेंस है. सो वेस्ट में आप देख सकते हो 137 स्टोर्स है, साउथ में 98 स्टोर्स है. द प्रेजेंस ऑफ द कंट्री इन ईस्टर्न पार्ट ऑफ इंडिया इज रिलेटिवली वेरी लेसर, जहाँ पे इनके कॉम्पिटिटर रिलायंस रिटेल इज हैविंग अ मेजर प्रेजेंस. ओके, सो व्हाट इज देयर एक्सपेंशन स्ट्रेटेजी? इफ दे आर एडिंग दिस नंबर ऑफ स्टोर्स, सो व्हाट इज देयर एक्सपेंशन स्ट्रेटेजी, राइट? लेट्स आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन. देन so their expansion strategy is basically cluster based expansion. Cluster based expansion means entering into one territory first and then penetrating deeper into that area, generating cash flows from that area, gaining prominence, deepening the presentation into that area, generating cash flows from that area and using that cash flows and coming up with new stores in certain other regions. So this is how that cluster based approach works on an overall basis. Then another insight is that DMart launched its first store in 2002 and it took nearly 8 years for them to reach the next 10 stores. Now how have they been able to do this? Why itna time क्यों लगा उन्हें? Because they have been investing their own cash flows into owning their buying the new stores, generating new stores. एंड आप चार्ट भी देख पा रहे होंगे. सो फ्री कैश फ्लो टू फर्म लोअर, आई मीन मोस्टली नेगेटिव, प्राइमरली बिकॉज उनके जो स्टोर एडिशंस है ओवर द इयर्स, दोज हैव बीन ऑलरेडी, आई मीन दोज द स्टोर एडिशंस वर इन डबल डिजिट्स इन ईच ईयर. आप देख सकते हो FY17 में 21 स्टोर्स है, FY18 में 21 स्टोर्स ऐड किए हैं, FY22 में दे हैव एडेड 50 स्टोर्स इन जस्ट 1 year. So all their cash flows they have been reinvesting into their business, plowing back into their business, and this is how they have been growing their presence plus the top line. Now moving ahead, अगर हम कुछ स्टोर वाइज एंड पर स्टोर रेवेन्यू की अगर हम बात करें तो आप चार्ट देख पा रहे होंगे. सो चार्ट में द नंबर ऑफ स्टोर्स हैव grown, but in addition to that the revenue per store has also grown from 78 crores in FY16 to roughly more than 100 crores, 109 crores in FY22. Now this is the factor of, I mean this is driven by the product mix and inflation. So ज़्यादा higher ticket size के products आप बेच रहे हो, then inflation का भी factor है. So this is how their revenue has been growing. Plus the number of bill cuts has also grown. So if you see from FY16 to FY20, the bill cut amount has grown from 8 crores to 20 crores. Obviously in last 2 years it is muted primarily because COVID की वजह से जो footfall था that was lower. But आप देख पा रहे होंगे revenue per bill cut has increased. That is because company का ये कहना है कि COVID के times में the people were buying of larger basket size. So उनका basket value was higher as compared to footfalls. So basket size basically had increased. Then retail business area, so जो store area होता है square feet में, that has also increased from 3.3 million square feet in FY16 to 11 million square feet in as of FY22. Now this is driven by increase in the stores. ज़्यादा stores जो है that adds more square feet, and the revenue per square feet has declined because the new stores added were relatively lesser. मतलब उनका operational occupancy was less primarily because of COVID. So COVID में ज़्यादा footfall था नहीं, so they were not able to contribute much. But company is expecting कि आगे जाके इनका जो फुटफॉल्स है दैट वुड इंक्रीज गोइंग फॉरवर्ड. देन अगर हम बात करें तो हाउ हैव दिस रेवेन्यू इंक्रीज. नाउ वी टॉक्ड अबाउट ओके स्टोर काउंट तो इंक्रीज हुआ है, then what is their expansion strategy. Now how have the revenue increased over the years? So the revenue has increased from 2200 crores to 24,000 odd crores. So you can see the growth is 35% till FY20, that is pre-COVID, and post-COVID the growth has been 30% on top line basis. Now why is there increase in the revenue? Like what are the drivers? So drivers are two key factors. One is the number of increase in stores. So increase in stores एक है. Then next is the like for like growth. Now what is like for like growth? It refers to growth in sales of stores 2 years and older. सो उनके जो 2 years and older के स्टोर्स हैं उसमें कितनी ग्रोथ आ रही है. सो दे वर ऑलरेडी इन प्रेजेंस. नाउ हाउ हैव दे बीन ग्रोइंग ईयर ऑन ईयर. सो आप देख सकते हो कि दैट नंबर इज ऑलवेज हैड दैट नंबर हैड ऑलवेज बीन इन double digits. So FY22 में that growth was 16%. Obviously in FY21 it was muted because of COVID restrictions. So this was the reason why they had been able to grow their revenue. Now what about profits? Like what about profit? So profit they have been able to increase primarily because of because of revenue increase obviously, and the next is the economies of scale. जो operating leverage play out हो रहा है इनके business model में, that is another driving factor for their profitability growth. So आप देख सकते हो the profit has increased by 46.9% pre-COVID, and in last 10 years the profit has increased by 37.9%, whereas the revenue increased in last 10 years by 30%. So additional 7% growth is coming because of that operating leverage play and economies of scale. Now what about the margins? So okay, economies of scale तो margins में ही दिखते हैं, right? So margins कैसे grow हो रहे हैं? तो आप एक चार्ट देख सकते हो कि gross profit margin of the company is more or less stable, right? So from 14 to 15% range. But the bottom line margins, अगर आप PAT margin देखोगे, so PAT margin is increased from 2.7% in FY12 to 4.8% in FY22. Now this is clearly a uptrend in the bottom line margins. Now this is because they have been selling more volumes की वजह से that fixed cost is getting spread over larger volumes and savings on cost is kicking in for them. So this is typical economies of scale playing out for them. Now why are they able to earn this higher margins, right? So what is driving their margins? So one thing is that आप एक चार्ट देख पा रहे होंगे again. This chart refers to DSO, DPO and DIO. Now DSO refers to your debtor days, like what is the days receivable. So मुझे कितने दिनों में पैसे आने हैं. Then DPO refers to creditors days, like मुझे कितने दिनों में पैसे देने हैं मेरे वेंडर्स को. एंड DIO में कितने दिनों की इन्वेंट्री कैरी कर रहा हूँ मेरे बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स में. सो आप देख पा रहे होंगे कि DSO इज रफली लेस देन 1 day, obviously because it is typically a cash driven business, and DIO is 1 month. So their inventory cycle, their turns of inventory is roughly 1 month, and their DPO is in the range of 7 to 10%. Now what does this mean? Like they are paying their suppliers in 7 to 10 days. Now अगर हम इसको कंपेयर करें विथ रिलायंस रिटेल के जो नंबर ऑफ पेबल डेज है दैट कम्स टू अराउंड 20 days. नाउ इफ यू कैन कंपेयर, लाइक अगर मैं मेरे वेंडर को जल्दी पे कर रहा हूँ, सो ही विल डेफिनेटली गिव मी सम कैश डिस्काउंट और सम डिस्काउंट एटलीस्ट, एंड दैट इज हाउ DMart इज एबल टू gain more profitability, and like in margin terms they have been able to earn higher as compared to their peers. Apart from that, what is driving their sales is higher inventory turns. Higher inventory turns is enabling them to earn more revenues. And apart from that, जो instant cash आ रहा है, that is also helping them to keep their inventory, like the working capital cycle, very low. And is that cash is again used to build new stores. So this is how their overall model is playing out. Now further, the biggest competitor Reliance Retail, उनके हमने तो बात कर ली, उनके जो days payable है that is roughly 20 days. And Reliance Retail stores are leased as compared to owned. So DMart के जो stores है 302 as of Q2 FY23, those are owned by them. Hardly 10 or 15% is leased by them, whereas जो Reliance Retail के जो stores आते हैं those are mostly leased by them. So leasing also impacts your profitability in terms, आपको rental cost भी देना पड़ता है. So DMart यहाँ पे एक double advantage DMart को है, as in DMart के जो उनको कैश मतलब जो डिस्काउंट मिलता है फ्रॉम वेंडर्स, प्लस उनका रेंटल कॉस्ट बचता है बिकॉज दे हैव बीन बाइंग देयर स्टोर्स इंस्टेड ऑफ लीजिंग देम. नाउ इनका अदर एज क्या है, लाइक व्हाट इज एडिशनल एज टू DMart? सो अदर एज टू DMart इज लाइक प्रॉपर्टी प्राइसेस एप्रिसिएशन बेनिफिट. सो इफ आई एम बाइंग स्टोर्स, लाइक आई एम बाइंग द स्टोर्स एंड वो स्टोर्स मेरे बैलेंस शीट पे आ रहे हैं, देयर इज अ हिस्टोरिकल कॉस्ट ऑन माय बैलेंस शीट, बट द फेयर वैल्यू ऑफ दैट स्टोर्स इज डेफिनेटली हायर. सो दैट इज मेकिंग माय बैलेंस शीट मोर स्ट्रॉन्ग इफ वी लुक एट द बैलेंस शीट फ्रॉम अ इंट्रिंसिक वैल्यू पर्सपेक्टिव. बट दिस इम्पैक्ट्स DMart बिकॉज अगर मैं एडिशनल स्टोर्स ऐड करने चाहूँगा तो मुझे कॉस्ट एडिशनल बेयर करनी पड़ सकती है, प्राइमरीली बिकॉज अगर रियल इस्टेट प्राइसेस इंक्रीज हो रहे हैं तो मुझे एडिशनल कॉस्ट ऑब्वियसली बेयर करनी पड़ेगी पर स्टोर बेसिस पे, टू बाय द लैंड, टू बिल्ड द बिल्डिंग एंड टू सेट अप द स्टोर. नाउ दिस इटसेल्फ इज एक्टिंग एज अ बैरियर फॉर अदर प्लेयर्स टू एंटर इनटू मेट्रो सिटीज एज पर द कंपनी. नाउ बट कॉम्पिटिटर के लिए ये डिसएडवांटेज कैसा है कि अगर मैंने एक लोकेलिटी में DMart का स्टोर ओपन कर लिया, then obviously आजू बाजू के जो रियल एस्टेट प्राइसिंग है that will relatively increase. Now अगर another competitor is trying to enter into that territory, he has to pay additional cost, right? So उसके कैपिटल इन्वेस्टमेंट में एक इंक्रीज आ जाता है, that is very disadvantageous to the peer company. नाउ आप टेबल भी देख पा रहे होंगे एक of DMart, wherein the DMart share has been increasing which has increased from 14.4% to 14.9% in FY22. Calculation of this table is like this. Total revenue of all these companies is taken. So total revenue of consolidated revenue of DMart divided by total revenue of all the 4 companies. So this is a relative comparison. So based on this relative comparison, the share of DMart is increasing from 14.4% to 14.9%. So they have been able to grow faster relatively than their peers. This is what is very indicative from this data set. Now moving ahead, अगर हम DMart Ready की बात करें, so what is DMart Ready? DMart Ready is basically operated by their subsidiary company called known as Avenue E-commerce Limited. Now this was incorporated in 2014, and this DMart Ready is basically operating online channels. So basically online channels through ये sale करते हैं इनके products. So DMart Ready का अगर हम मॉडल देखें, so it is engaged in business of online and multi-channel grocery retail. It allows its customers to onboard a range of grocery and household products. So basically ये website through app through sales करते हैं. Then as of FY22 जो DMart Ready सेल करता है तो उसको परचेस तो कैसे करना पड़ेगा. सो परचेस जो आता है दैट दे आर बाइंग फ्रॉम द standalone DMart stores. So 70% of the purchases as of FY22 is undertaken from standalone Avenue Supermart stores. Then DMart Ready operates on 2 models. One is online channel, then next is offline channel. So online channel में if we see products are delivered from DMart fulfillment centers or from DMart Ready stores, then there is certain capping on the delivery cost, like 49 rupees as per their website. Then this model consists of outright sales. They do not work on commission basis like DMart, like Amazon or Flipkart works. These guys work on commission from seller who is selling on their portal. They work on outright sales, like they are buying it and they're selling it to their online customer. Then the company has said that they are focusing on building capacity, like new fulfillment centers जो वो बना रहे हैं in certain geographies to service their customers faster as soon as possible. Offline channel में क्या presence है? So offline channel में उनके DMart Ready stores आते हैं which is acting as a pickup point for customers who have opted who have like ordered the product from online channels. Then DMart Ready stores जो है these operate under a COCO model. Now what is COCO model? COCO model is basically company owned and company operated model. So DMart like they don't own these stores but they operate it. So these stores are basically leased by the company and they operate the stores on their own. Now lease किए तो additionally वो rental cost आता है, that is also affecting their profitability of DMart Ready financials. Then as of Q2 FY23, the presence like they have presence in 18 cities. They have been increasing their presence in other cities other than Mumbai, and more than 90%, approximately 90% of the revenue of DMart Ready comes from MMR region. Then as of FY22, they have 519 pickup points, out of which most of them are 300 are located in Mumbai region, and they have reach of more than 500 pin codes. Apart from that, अगर हम DMart Ready के financials की बात करें तो DMart Ready financials the revenue has been increasing. If you see, आप charts देख पा रहे होंगे, so revenue of DMart Ready has increased by 2x from FY21 to FY22. This is primarily a tailwind of COVID which helped them in raising their revenue, increasing their revenue. But on the profitability front, like gross profit पे तो okay, they are able to earn something, but on EBITDA level they are still negative. So EBITDA of FY22 amount wise is 40 crores. But PAT margins level पे if you see, the PAT margins have been improving, though loss ही है, but they have been improving over the years. Like it was 22.5% in FY20, and that has improved to 8.5% in FY22. So there is certain benefit of economies of scale helping them in at the profitability level, bottom line level. Cash flow from operations has turned positive in FY22. This is also a good sign for the company, because on cash basis, if a company is turning positive, like they are earning cash, and free cash flow has been negative because of more investments they have been undertaking. Further to that, अगर हम कुछ insights मतलब कंपैरिजन करें डीमार्ट रेडी वर्सेस जियो मार्ट, लाइक डीमार्ट रेडी क्या प्राइस पे इनके प्रोडक्ट सेल करता है, सेम प्रोडक्ट्स जियो मार्ट क्या प्राइस पे सेल करता है, तो आप इसमें देख पा रहे होंगे कि डीमार्ट रेडी ऑफर्स मोर डिस्काउंट, लाइक 15.2% जो टोटल बास्केट है. दिस इज़ वेरी इंडिकेटिव डेटा. इसमें से 15.2% डिस्काउंट ऑफर करता है डीमार्ट रेडी वर्सेस 13.9% ऑफर करता है जियो मार्ट ऑन अ टोटलिटी बेसिस फॉर जस्ट फॉर दीज प्रोडक्ट्स. लाइक सपोज फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर हम अमूल बटर ले लेते हैं, सो अमूल बटर ऑफ 100 grams, द MRP इज 54 rupees, बट डी मार्ट रेडी sell it at 50 rupees, whereas Jio Mart sell it as 52 rupees. There is certain down pricing, or you can say there is certain additional discount is being given by DMart Ready as compared to their peers, just to attract maybe more volumes and more customers to their portal. Now, what are the key reasons behind their lower profitability? Like, why are they into losses? So, based on the financial analysis, quantitative analysis, it seems that because they have been operating on COCO model, जो company owned company operated model पे वो काम करते हैं, they have been leasing their stores of DMart Ready. I'm talking about DMart Ready, not the modern trade stores. जो बड़े stores DMart के, those are owned by them. बट डीमार्ट रेडी के जो स्टोर्स आते हैं, स्मॉल स्टोर्स ऑफ रफली 200-300 स्क्वायर फीट, तो वो लीज किए हुए स्टोर्स हैं, एंड दैट रेंटल कॉस्ट इज आई मीन दे आर नॉट एबल टू रिकवर टोटली और कवर अप देयर रेंटल कॉस्ट टू रीच or to break even at the profitability bottom line level. Further, इनके कुछ टाइप्स है कॉन्ट्रैक्ट लेबर एजेंसीज एंड डिलीवरी के लिए, तो मे बी दे आर नॉट एबल टू recover the total cost because there is certain capping they have been keeping, and also that is competitive, right? फर्दर ये जो डिस्काउंट ये दे रहे हैं, हायर डिस्काउंट एज कम्पेयर टू पियर्स, दैट इज़ ऑल्सो मे बी एज अ फैक्टर कि they are not being able to reach profitable or become profitable at the bottom line level. So these were certain reasons, key reasons behind why DMart Ready is still not profitable, though they have been improving over the years. Now कुछ DMart के insights analyst meet से कुछ points हम discuss करेंगे. So management के हिसाब से they have been saying that they are increasing their store size. So जो modern trade के जो बड़े stores होते हैं DMart के, they have been increasing their size of the store, like 50,000 square foot का store, because that is helping them in increasing more footfalls, bringing more footfalls. More footfalls leads to more volumes, and it is also helping them because अगर एक कस्टमर एक स्टोर में जाता है, so अगर बड़ा स्टोर होगा, so they will be able to keep more SKUs, like more products. अपैरल के भी होंगे, हाई मार्जिन के भी होंगे. सो अगर एक कस्टमर लेट्स से इवन ग्रोसरीज परचेस करने के लिए भी जाता है, तो ही विल बी मे बी अट्रैक्टेड टुवर्ड्स बाइंग द अपैरल हाई मार्जिन प्रोडक्ट्स. एटलीस्ट एक विजिबिलिटी तो आ जाती है कस्टमर को कि ये भी प्रोडक्ट्स यहाँ पे बिकते हैं. On that basis, that strategy they have been keeping, and they have been adding larger stores in their overall number of stores. Now, additionally, fixed asset turnover का एक guidance company ने दिया है. So, COVID की वजह से that fixed asset turnover had been lowered because top line impact हो गया था. And over the in FY23, company has said that fixed asset turnover would again increase to 4x. That is, they are expecting their sales to increase primarily because जो stores उन्होंने add किए थे in last 3 years, it is more than 100 stores, उनका जो occupancy था that was lower. because of COVID. Now that will increase because restrictions have been removed, so people will start buying more and more from those stores as well, and that is how they will be able to clock higher revenue going forward. Then कुछ insights यूनिट इकोनॉमिक्स के बारे में कंपनी ने दिए हैं. सो one customer shops for about 2.5 to 3 times in a DMart store in a month, and average ticket size, average bill value जो होता है, that comes about to around 1600 to 1700 per customer per time. And if you multiply this average value by 3, so you can imagine this monthly spend on DMart is, so you can see the headroom and the growth potential available to them over the years. Then company has explained that they are witnessing benefits of top line scale primarily because of three reasons. One is within same infrastructure they have been able to do more revenue, like there is higher footfalls. Then basket value has gone up. Obviously, like हमने discuss किया, basket value in the last 2 years has gone up, wherein people are buying more value products and their basket size is increasing. Then number of shoppers entering their stores are lower. That is also giving them another cost advantage ki lower air conditioning, lower lesser number of employees are required to run the store. So this is also helping them in terms of profitability as well as increasing their revenue. Then another insight on margin level company ने दिया है. So company has said that going forward they will be able to see sustained margin of 15 to 16% at gross profit level. At bottom line level उनका अब तक का जो EBITDA margin था, that had been average 8%. अब ये अगर 9% भी हो जाता है, so company has said that if they want they can pass on that 1% additional EBITDA margin to their customer by lowering the prices and sustain that 8% of EBITDA margin. This is how they'll be able to sell cheaper as compared to their competitors and thereby drive more volume and more revenue in terms of top line growth. So अगर हमने इतनी अच्छी बातें कर ली है DMart के बारे में, so obviously the valuations will be very high. So valuations currently are high not only in PE terms, price to equity terms, but also in terms of PEG multiple, like adjusted for growth. But what are the key drivers? अगर हम एक overall summary बनाए कि what are the key drivers which is driving this higher valuations? So एक तो है इनका 2x real estate price benefits. How like they have been able to save on the rental cost, plus there is balance sheet पे जो fair value का advantage उन्हें मिलता है because of increase in real estate prices. So that is making their balance sheet stronger. Plus इनका जो working capital cycle है, that is lower because they have been it is a pure cash business, getting cash early and paying to suppliers early, able to earn more discounts. So इनका जो working capital cycle है, that is also lower, and because ये lower है, so they have been able to churn that inventory much faster, leading to higher volume sales. Then another एक major tailwind है industry में ही, like there is a shift from unorganized segment to organized segment, which is also helping them to earn higher growth maybe going ahead and in the past. So this was it. I hope you enjoyed this video. ऐसे और वीडियोस के लिए हमारे चैनल पे बने रहिए. डू चेक आउट investedna.in for exciting offers. Thank you so much.